come to the podium.
Well, thank you very much, Secretary-General, colleagues. This is the decisive decade for acting on the environmental challenge of climate change, but also seizing the economic opportunities of clean energy. We all grasp the scale and the urgency of our task. We all understand the consequences of inaction for our environment, for our economies, for our people's way of life, and for our children's future. Australians know the toll taken by extreme weather events becoming more frequent and more intense. The devastation that cyclones, floods, bushfires and drought inflict on our communities. And Australia knows that we are not alone. We are all involved. An essential message that each of us can send to our citizens is this: it is not too late. If we act now and move with common purpose, then we can do more than just guard against the very worst. We can protect our environment and build a stronger and fairer economy for the next generation. That is the optimism and determination that Australia brings to this task. And today I present Australia's next nationally determined contribution. Australia's 2035 target is to reduce emissions by 62 to 70% on 2005 levels. This target is ambitious, but importantly, it is also achievable. It is backed by the independent scientific advice of our Climate Change Authority. It will mean that over the next decade, we halve our current level of emissions. And it will ensure that Australia honours our commitment to the Paris Agreement and its goal of keeping global temperatures below dangerous levels. Setting targets and showing ambition matters. It provides accountability for government and certainty for private sector investment. What is most important is having the practical plan to reach our goal, and that is where Australian clean energy is the key. Just as our traditional resources have helped to power the extraordinary economic transformation of our region, our renewables can underpin new prosperity for the growing economies of the Indo-Pacific. And our Pacific family is partnering with Australia in our bid to host COP31 in next year. We want to bring the world with us on climate change, not by asking any nation to forego the jobs or security that its people deserve, but by working with every nation to seize and share those opportunities. None of us can succeed alone, but together we cannot fail. I thank you.
I thank the Prime Minister of Australia and now ask His Excellency Surunjel S. Whipps Jr., President of the Republic of Palau, to come to the floor.
President Lula, Secretary General, Excellencies, colleagues, distinguished guests. It is my distinct honor to speak to you on behalf of the 39 members of the Alliance of Small Island States, whose people are the most vulnerable, living daily with the stark reality of climate change. Rising seas, stronger storms, and changing ecosystems are not projections for us. They are our lived experience, and they threaten our very survival. This summit is a key milestone on the road to COP30, a COP at which the outcome must be nothing less than transformational. It must deliver new commitments that keep us firmly on the pathway to limit warming to 1.5. The science is unequivocal. This is a critical decade. Delay is defeat. Every fraction of a degree beyond 1.5 brings irreversible loss, especially for the vulnerable people of small islands. We come here with firm expectations that new climate commitments in the form of 1.5 aligned nationally determined contributions would be submitted in time to be included in the synthesis report ahead of COP30. And I must speak plainly to major emitters. Your leadership will define the outcome. Those with the greatest responsibility and the greatest capacity to act must do far more. Align your economies with 1.5, phase out fossil fuels, and accelerate the transition to clean energy, and ensure that your actions inspire confidence, not doubt, in the multilateral process. The recent opinion from the ICJ has reaffirmed that what IOSIS has long said: climate action is not optional. It is an obligation grounded in international law and in the principles of equity and justice. The world must look to this opinion as a moral and legal compass, underscoring that failure to act is failure to meet international duty. Excellencies, the measure of leadership at this summit and at COP30 is whether we choose short-term convenience for some or long-term survival for all peoples. For small island developing states, there is no margin for delay. We urge all countries, especially those major emitters, to deliver an outcome at COP30 that is ambitious, just, and firmly aligned with 1.5 this decade and not the next. We urge you to lead by example as we face these interconnected challenges together. Let us turn these challenges into opportunities, and we know it is technically and financially possible, but time is running short to act. Small island developing states are leading the way in climate ambition, and I am proud to highlight the leadership of my country. Palau today holds a rare net negative status. Our forests absorb more than 6 times the greenhouse gases we emit, but we are not stopping there. By 2035, we are committing to slash emissions by 44% compared to 2015 levels. We've broadened our targets across more sectors, such as oceans, but we cannot do it on our own. We need stronger support for implementation, and we are also not alone. Other SIDS are stepping up with bold commitments too, and Palau is committed to submitting our NDC 3.0 ahead of COP30. For SIDS, ambition alone is not enough. Implementation demands resources and fairness, and we call for scaled-up, predictable climate finance to support both mitigation, adaptation, and loss and damage. The pledges of the past must now be met with delivery. This includes new and additional finance, not repackaged promises. Further adaptation to climate impacts is fundamentally important to SIDS, and we are we'll be looking to COP30 to finally deliver an operational global goal on adaptation that includes the resources necessary to turn plans into action. The world is watching, our people are waiting, and our survival depends on what we decide together now. The future we shape must be one which guarantees dignity, justice, and opportunity for all. I thank you.
I thank the Chair of AOSIS and President of the Republic of Palau. And our next speaker is His Excellency Mohammed Shehbaz Sharif,